Oh, welcome, Time Vapors. I'm back today to give you another review. And this time, I'm not going to give you a review of a new item. As I said before in my intro video, I was going to give you a review of mods, mech mods and regular mods that have been around a little while, and they've been out on the market for quite a bit. We've got all these new ones coming up. So I want to give a review as to how they're holding up, how some of those old mods, 4 or 5 months old, are still working today. Some are a bit newer, but anyway, this is what I wanted to try and bring to you guys. The working man that's, working for his money and finds it tight and wants to know where best to spend his money. And, I'm in that boat too, So, first off, let's get into this. 2 seconds. Vaping's good. So the first one I've got is the Revenger X kit. Now this one is a complete mod kit that comes with the tank, the NRG tank, and the mod. So I've got the package right here that it came in. So this is the package. It's a nice little package. It opens up and basically you've got all your goodies inside. You've got your charging cable in there. It's that nice wire mesh one, the new one that's coming out with a lot of new mods and stuff. And I haven't had to use that because I use a charger for my batteries. But it's in there. That's more for the firmware upgradable. So when the firmware on the device needs to be upgraded, you plug it in and it should upgrade it. And inside this side is all the rest of the guts and stuff, Like, you get your spare tank inside there. That's where the mod came, the spare tank. You got the back of bits and you came with the spare coil. So anyhow, we're not really going into a review of how good that is or what that is. But I was actually recommended to try the Vaperesso, and I'm quite happy with that. Because basically how that mod works is it's this mod right here, as I say, it's a fingerprint magnet like they said, so that's correct. But as you see at the screen, you can see on the screen there, it's kind of all scratched up a bit there. Same as on the back. So that's one flaw with it, is as you've got it, if you like to keep your stuff shiny, like I always like to try and keep mine clean as much as I can, it will start showing scratches and stuff on it. But it doesn't affect the screen. That's the good thing about it. This is the one. The X kit is the one with the buttons that are actually in the screen. They're right at the bottom down there, like with the scratches it's hard to see, but you see the right here, the menu button and that, and then the up and down buttons are right here. And obviously you got the USB upgradable right there. But I'll show you that it still works. Well, obviously you see me puff on it. So you still get vaping, so it's still working that way. And I'll press the button 3 times. And you see the lock went off, and then if I push the button, see it scrolling. So there's no problems with any of the features working, even though it's still scratched. And now I've messed with that. It's even got that smart chip in there. The Omi smart chip, see? It just took off the atomizer. So I put it back on and it says, oh, new or old. So I'll just say that. And it gives it back to the reading of what it's reading on the tank. Okay, so that's the main one I use every day when I'm out and about, because I don't want to have to build or mess around with any wicks. I just put the juice in. It's a 5mm tank on these NRG tanks. I really like these tanks, and the coil, it lasts quite a while. I get about 2 weeks out of that. Now I vape around about 10 mils worth of juice a day on average. So that coil goes through quite a bit of juice in a day, and it's holding up for about 2 weeks of use. So, and that's pretty heavy usage. So that works good. The other thing I did change up on this was I actually put my own, I went and bought some resin tips, and they're nice little tips, so they work really well with this mod. I've even got another style of that mod. I've actually got the rainbow or the iridescent tank. See, this is the other one. This is my shinier one. So yeah, but that one works really well on a go-to basis. Grab that and off I go. Right now in that one I'm rocking the King's Cream. If you haven't tried that stuff, see, I'm nearly out, I've got to get some more, but the King's Cream, that stuff right there really tastes good. It's just a mellow all-day vape, as I call it. It's not one of these, I vape it a bit and then change. I can actually vape that through the day, so that's good too. I'll put it in there and I'm good for the day. So that's the regulated mod. But obviously this one does have all the features, the stainless steel, nickel, titanium, all that. The curve mode or the temperature control mode. It's also got the bypass mode if you want to put an RDTA, RTA or anything else on here. It's got that mode where it just draws the juice right from the batteries. So that's the main regulated mod I use. Now on a Mech Mod, this is one I picked up. It was pretty cheap to pick up, and it came as a complete kit again. And I'll show you the boxing before I show you the mod. But it's by Vgod. You know, again, it comes in this nice little box with all the information. I'm not really going to go through the review of that. See, it comes with all the spare parts, you know, the spring for the switch, comes with glass and spare pieces. You know, it comes with a complete kit too. And it was pretty cheap. I think it was like $30 Canadian, somewhere in there. So this is the Vgod. See, comes with the mod, comes with the RDTA, the tank, and it comes with everything in there. And as I say, I'm rocking this with a Clapton build right now. See, with the juice, and it's working really well. Now, for that kind of price, you know, if anyone's into vaping or into building their own or whatever, Mech Mod, this is a way to go. I can't complain about this at all. It's vaping really well. And the flavour I'm getting from this is really great. As I say, watch your builds in it, that's the only thing. You know, it is a bit finicky about where you place the coils, high or low for the vent, the airflow, the vents I was going to call them, but the airflow. You know, so it is a bit finicky about that. And the other thing I was going to say is about the wicking. Because with the wicking, if you see in there, you wick it across, but the wicks actually come through small holes, the small holes right here, if I can show you right there. And that wick goes down and into the tank. Now, a lot of people just put the wick in there and they just put it down to about here. Well, I would actually, on one side of the wick on either coil, I'd put the wick, the column, down a little bit further. Because if you see, when you're in the tank, when the tank starts getting lower, if the wick's up high, it's not going to wick. So I'd have a couple of strings a bit lower just so they can get that juice and wick it up. Because otherwise, if they're too high, you're still going to be left with juice in there. But the problem is, it's not going to get to the wick, so you're going to have to keep popping it and do it like a dripper. You know, and then you're going to have a tank with juice in that's going to be no use. But that's my Mech Mod that I use. But as you see, you get a lot of vapor, a lot of cloudage, and I also get a lot of flavor from that. I really like that. And I'm trying to think what I've got in that one. That one's a fruity flavor. I think that's just a mix of fruit berries and stuff in there. But that one's another good one too. That's the one I use at home when I want to play around with building that, and you know, I've got time to mess with it, you know. So on the go, I'd advise you getting a regulated mod, because you won't have time to sit there, and if your hands are dirty, like in my job I get dirty hands, I haven't got time to play with all that and sanitize. So that's the way to go if I'm out and about. That's the one I use on the go. I do use it back at home too, but also I use the Mech Mod, and that's the Vgod. I really like this one. It's in the hand, it's very clean. It's got a nice push button. See, you can hear that. It's very clicky. Responds like now, you know. I think the build in there, I could probably make it to fire a bit higher, give it a bit more heat. But right now, it's vaping really good. It's still a cool vape. So for anyone that's not really into the real harsh hitting, that's a good way to go with that one. That's a Clapton build in there. I think two Claptons. But with that being said, that's what I like with those. But some cool things I've got that I'm going to be working with and coming back to you on. The one I picked up, it's called the Apocalypse RDTA. It comes in this nice cool little baggie. And inside the baggie comes with its little bag of bits and stuff. You know, the spare screwdriver and all that stuff. Like most things come with. I'll leave all that back in the baggie there. But this is the RDA it comes with. It's pretty sweet. Check that out, guys. That's a really nice RDA. You know, it's got the two big air holes on either side. See, one on that side and one on this side. When I pop the cap off, see, I'm rocking just I think that's an alien build in there. See, I'm rocking that in there. Nice two flat posts that you can get in there, and you can coil it pretty good. I'll show that there. See, it's got a good deck. Good deck to put a whole juice in. So it's not a huge deck, so it's one of those on the go kind of things. It's got the nice resin tip, and again, this was very inexpensive. This was only in about the $15–20 Canadian range. So you know, if you're really trying to save the bucks or two, and you want to get into not using just the regulated mods, you know, that could be too much, then this could be the way to go. This right here is, as I say, about $30 Canadian, and this was the whole kit. But I mean, again, you're looking at a different RDA. Pick up one of those bad boys for about 15 bucks. You know what I mean? Give that a shot. As I say, I've not played with that too much. I'm working with it. It's not doing too bad right now, but I feel I could do a better build in there, so I'm gonna give that a shot. I'll give you the review and the thoughts on that on another video. Another one I'm using as well is a Mech Mod, and I've been checking it out. And right now I've got a Griffen 25 tank on there. It's a RDTA tank, and basically it's the AR mod. You know, see how that is? It looks like the AR rifling. It's got harshness on it, but they've smoothed it so it's not going to hurt. Like, unless you're squeezing the crap out of this, you know, it's not going to harm you. Like, I squeezed it there and it did make marks on my hand, but I don't think anyone's going to be squeezing it for death, right? The button is very friendly. As you see, there's the button right down there. Very clicky. It's easy to use, you know, and it just powers up really nice, you know. And I've got the Griffen tank on there just for show kind of thing, you know. It works really well. That tank works really well too. That's an old school tank that's been around for quite a while, and I get really nice flavor on there. It doesn't get too hot, you know. It's a really smooth vape, and it comes with a really wide open drip tip, you know, and obviously interchangeable. So that's another one I'm gonna be giving you reviews on. That was another inexpensive Mech Mod. You know, I'm not going into all this. Let's go and get these $500 mods. I'm trying to be more for the price range guy, you know, the guy that's going out there. He wants to, basically the idea was to quit smoking and go to vaping, but I'm the guy that wants to go to vaping but not spend as much as smoking. So, you know, I still want to save my money and save my health, but I'm not trying to break the bank doing that. So I'm trying to give you guys this heads up as to the market point of, you can go and spend $300-400 on stuff quite easy. But if you can drop it back, the other thing I was going to say too is this was a used Vaperesso. It was basically sent back. The person didn't want it or didn't know how to use it right, and they were saying it wasn't working. I've had this now probably 3 months. Haven't had an issue with it. The guy I got it from the vape station down there, he said any problems come back and we'll sort it out. I haven't had any issues with it. Now that was less price, like that was down there. So there's the other thing to look at too. You don't always have to go and buy brand new. Go and look at what's been brought back in. Some things could be refurbished, and if you've got a decent vape store, they'll work with you and they'll get you set up. Like, I wasn't happy that the tip was used. Someone had vaped on it, so he gave me a brand new tip. So there you go. He said, I'll put a brand new coil in there, you know, everything's set up, but the coil was in there was barely used. Probably not even half a tank of juice was used to it. So, you know what I mean? That's the other option too, guys. I'm trying to be here for you and try and show you, yeah, you can spend millions of dollars on this stuff and, you know, make it spend so much more than what you was doing with the cancer sticks. But I'm trying to show you the economy way too, that you can vape, have cool stuff, but don't spend so much money, you know. But I'll show you one quick one before I leave. This was one I picked up in a package deal, you know. It had coils and it had like little goblin tanks, RDTA tanks and stuff, but it was a pretty cool mod. This is a Mech Mod, and this one's called the Titan. Look at the size of that thing. It carries a 26650 battery, and as you see by the size of that thing, and look at this build, it rocks. You can do 4, but I wouldn't advise 4. I tried it and it just didn't work. But look at that juice well in the middle, really huge juice well. You know, I'm rocking 2 Tiger coils in that one, and this is vaping really well. It's, again, it's not really up there in the high range, but it's really vaping quite well. But this is a really big one, but we'll get back to that, and I'll do a few more things with that. That's my project. I'm playing on that one just to see what I can do, because it's kind of funny. It's very big and bulky. It's something you don't really want to get on a regular basis. That's just something to, you know, like a hobby, just to tinker around with. But I got it for a great deal, so. But anyway, with that all being said, guys, I hope this video was a bit more informative as to what's still doing good. So put these in your data bank of what these are still working well. And always remember what I'm rocking today, because obviously this is a time of 8 one. See, I'm rocking another cool watch, and it matches my outfit. See, really nice. Should get the green tank one anyway, but that's what I've got on right now. If you found this informative and you enjoyed it and you want to see more of this, comment down below. Don't forget to like this video to tell me that I'm doing okay. As I say, I'm still new to this, so I'm still working through this. Don't forget to subscribe, because subscribers help me to know I'm working well towards the area you want me to. And leave a comment below. Let me know, say, yeah, those ones haven't worked for me. Let me know if you've had any problems with these devices that I've showed you. What problems you've had, because then I can let people know about it. I haven't found any problems yet. In fact, I'll lie, just one quick one. With the screen on this one, because when you try and touch it and it's in lock mode, you know, it won't work. See, it says lock there. And if I've got it in this hand and that screen's touching my hand, I found sometimes it won't fire. Like it won't vape. So just keep an eye on that screen. See how it's doing that? It's trying to recognize that it's on lock mode and I'm trying to change it, even though I'm not. Sometimes when it's in my hand like that and it won't fire. That's the only thing I found wrong with this. But it's not a problem as such. I just change hands or I switch the mod around so the screen's on the outside and then it vapes without a problem. Alright, so that was just the end of that one. But always remember, guys, there's always time with vaping.